Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode. Take a deep breath, settle in, because what we are about to explore is not just another headline or passing trend. It is a story that has been unfolding quietly for years, and now it is reshaping the very way we think about money, wealth, and the future of financial decisions. Yes, I'm talking about artificial intelligence in money management and investment. Pause for a moment and think about this. Only 20 years ago, most of us trusted human advisors, thick books, and long reports to tell us what to do with our money. Banks felt like temples of authority. A financial advisor with gray hair and a leather briefcase was the symbol of trust. And if you wanted to invest, you had to call someone on the phone, maybe meet them in a small office, sign paper documents, and then wait days just to make a single move. Now, fast forward to today. A teenager with a smartphone can open an app, ask a chatbot for advice, and invest in global markets within minutes. A young mother in a small town can set up automatic savings plans powered by algorithms without ever talking to a human banker. A retiree can ask an AI system to rebalance his portfolio every week, taking into account global news, political risks, and even weather forecasts. This is not science fiction. This is our reality, and the speed at which it is evolving is breathtaking. The human story behind the numbers. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, a man named Daniel was struggling with his finances. He had two kids, a mortgage, and a job that barely paid enough to cover his monthly bills. Every time he tried to invest, he felt lost. Which stock to pick? Which fund to choose? Every article he read seemed contradictory. One said the market was about to crash. Another promised endless growth. Daniel was overwhelmed. Then one evening, while scrolling on his phone, he stumbled upon an app that promised AI-powered personal finance. He was skeptical, but he tried it. Within minutes, the system analyzed his income, his spending habits, his goals, and suggested a personalized plan. It did not speak in jargon. It spoke like a friend. It told him, "Here is how much you should save each month. Here is where you can safely invest. Here are the risks," explained simply. Daniel followed the plan. A year later, for the first time in his adult life, he had savings. 2 years later, his investments began to grow steadily. And most powerful part? He said he felt less stress, less fear, and more control. That is the magic of AI in money management. It takes something that feels overwhelming, filled with numbers and charts, and turns it into something personal, human, and even comforting. Why AI works so well with money. Why does artificial intelligence fit so perfectly into the world of finance? Well, think about what money really is. It is patterns. It is habits. It is risk and reward. It is data. And if there is one thing AI is brilliant at, it is recognizing patterns inside mountains of data. When you swipe your card at the grocery store, when you pay your rent, when you book a flight, when you buy coffee, every morning, those actions create a trail of information. Individually, they may look small, but together, they form a story of who you are financially. Traditional human advisors could never track all that in real time. But AI, it thrives on data. It can watch millions of transactions across millions of people and see things we cannot. It can predict trends before they show up in the news. It can notice risks before you feel them in your wallet. For example, if you spend slightly more than usual on restaurants for 3 months in a row, an AI assistant might gently remind you, "Hey, this is becoming a habit. Let's make sure your budget still fits your goals." If the global price of oil begins to climb, an AI-driven portfolio might automatically reduce your exposure to industries that depend heavily on cheap energy. It is like having a personal financial guardian, awake 24 hours a day, never tired, never distracted, always analyzing. The emotional side of money. But here is the interesting twist. Money is not just math. It is emotion, fear, greed, hope, stress. That is why so many people lose money in markets. They panic when prices fall. They chase quick profits when prices rise. They let emotions control their decisions. Artificial intelligence, on the other hand, has no emotions. It does not panic. It does not get greedy. It does not need to impress anyone. It follows logic and data. And for many people, Having an AI partner removes the emotional roller coaster. Of course, this does not mean AI is perfect. It can make mistakes. It depends on the data it is fed. If the data is biased, the advice might be biased. If the market changes in an unpredictable way, even AI can be caught off guard. But the key difference is that AI does not get stuck in human emotion. It recalculates, adapts, and tries again. Stories from around the world. Let's travel for a moment. In India, millions of people in rural areas are now using AI-driven mobile apps to manage tiny savings accounts. Some of them invest the equivalent of just a few dollars each month, but the apps guide them with respect and clarity. These tools are breaking barriers for people who never had access to banks before. In the United States, Wall Street firms use AI systems to analyze billions of data points every second. These systems can detect fraud, spot opportunities, and execute trades faster than any human. In Africa, small farmers are using AI-powered credit tools that predict their future harvests, helping them access loans that were once impossible to obtain. And in Europe, regulators are working to ensure that AI in finance stays ethical, transparent, and fair. All these stories show one truth. AI is not just changing money for the rich. It is democratizing financial power. It is giving ordinary people, from small villages to giant cities, the ability to play the financial game with tools once reserved for the elite. Looking back, looking forward, let me pause here. Imagine telling someone in the year 1999 that in just 2 decades, people would trust software to handle their life savings. They would probably laugh. They would say, money is too serious. Only humans can handle it. And yet, here we are, trusting machines, trusting code, trusting invisible algorithms that sit quietly inside our phones. So where is this heading? Experts predict that in the next 10 years, AI will not just advise us. It will negotiate for us. Imagine your AI assistant sitting at a virtual table with your insurance company's AI, discussing your premiums, your coverage, your risks, and reaching the best deal without you lifting a finger. Imagine your investments adjusting automatically every single day based not only on markets, but also on your health, your job situation, even your mood. Imagine AI that says, you seem stressed this month. Let us reduce your spending on luxuries and increase your savings buffer. It may sound futuristic, but step by step, we are already walking toward that world. A word of caution. Now, before we get too excited, let's be honest. There are dangers. One danger is over-reliance. If people blindly follow AI advice without understanding the basics, they may become vulnerable. Just like we should not drive with our eyes closed, even if the car has autopilot, we should not invest without awareness, even if AI is guiding us. Another danger is inequality. Rich institutions with powerful AI tools might still gain advantages that ordinary individuals cannot match. If left unchecked, the gap between the wealthy and the poor could grow. And then there is privacy. Every time we allow AI to analyze our spending, our savings, our habits, we give away data. Who owns that data? How is it protected? Could it be misused? These are serious questions that governments and societies must address. But despite these concerns, the trend is unstoppable. The benefits are too strong, the demand too high, and the potential too transformative. Bringing it all together. So, as you listen to this episode, ask yourself, where do you stand in this story? Are you like Daniel, just starting to trust an AI app with your savings? Are you a skeptic, still unsure if machines can truly be trusted with money? Or are you already deep in this new world, letting algorithms run your investments, track your budget, and guide your choices? Wherever you are, remember this. The history of money has always been about tools. From shells to coins, from paper to credit cards, from online banking to AI. Each step gave humans more reach, more power, more freedom. AI is simply the next chapter. And as with every chapter, it is up to us to use it wisely. Closing thoughts. Artificial intelligence is not replacing human wisdom. It is extending it. It is not stealing our freedom. It is giving us more choices, more clarity, more opportunities. But at the same time, It challenges us to stay awake, stay informed, and stay human. So, the next time you open your finance app, the next time you check your investments, the next time you wonder if you're saving enough, remember, you are not alone. Somewhere, an algorithm is running quietly, crunching numbers, spotting patterns, and whispering advice into your digital ear. And perhaps that whisper is the sound of the future. Thank you for listening. Take care of your money, take care of your choices, and stay tuned for the next chapter in this incredible journey.